Alright guys, Will Wrestler here and I'm back with part 2 of my WrestleMania 39 review. This is going to be WrestleMania 39 Night 2. The event of course took place last night from Los Angeles, California. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. And as you know, if you watched my previous review of Night 1, I was very high on that show. I really enjoyed that show. I tend to find that every year WrestleMania really makes me feel like a fan again. And that show did just that. Some unbelievable matches, some great outcomes, and some storyline conclusions, which we've needed. And WrestleMania Night 2 looked like it had a really good card. Really good matches. And did it all live up to the hype? Well, I will explain as we go through this review. A couple of things first. I don't have Fanta today. I have a cup of tea instead. I thought it'd be a better shout. The Last of Us mug as well. Have not seen the show yet. We'll binge it at some point. Heard it's very good. Lovely. Secondly, I'm in the kitchen. As you can tell, that is my fridge. That is a Sarah J. Maas quote. Because the study and games room have been occupied, so thank you to those people. Yes, so WrestleMania 39 Night 2, this is going to be a review. 6 matches on the show. It was a bit shorter than Night 1, which probably needed to be, because that night wasn't the world's longest show, but, you know, it's still 4 hours. But I guess we should just get into it. So they did, of course, the opening of America the Beautiful again. Snoop and The Miz then obviously came out and did their thing, welcoming everyone to WrestleMania. Oh, Flash hoodie, by the way, today. I'm not wearing a wrestling top. But yeah, so they welcomed everyone to WrestleMania, did the shtick they did the night before, basically. The opening contest was the Nigerian giant Omos against the Beast Brock Lesnar. Not the choice I would have had to open the show, but to its credit, this match absolutely exceeded my expectations. If you said, right, on paper, Brock Lesnar and Omos in a ring for like 5 minutes, part of me is really intrigued. I think Brian Alvarez said this on The Observer. He said that, like, that I want to see that because it sounds absolutely ridiculous. And the match they had, while fairly basic, was a decent amount of fun. It wasn't bad. It certainly wasn't bad. So, you know, at the beginning, Brock went for a takedown. Omos stuffed him, just threw him off. Omos kept stuffing Brock's takedowns and clubbing him in the back with forearms, being really clever and tactical and slowing the Beast down. Eventually, they would go to the outside. I think they got back in, obviously. Omos hit a choke slam for a near fall. Brock eventually would counter and hit like 3 German suplexes in a row, but his bad back was obviously hurting every single German. He picked up Omos, went for the F5, but his back gave out. Omos, I think, hit some clotheslines as well and all that sort of stuff to Brock. Omos went for the tree slam. Lesnar got out of the way, picked Omos up, hit an F5, 1, 2, 3. Brock beats Omos. Omos has lost at 2 consecutive WrestleManias. I actually predicted Omos would win this conveniently. I don't think Brock has got a lot left in the tank. I can't see him having a world title match again. Kind of, we're past that. So I don't know what else Brock could really do. But I digress. The match was better than it had any right to be, in all fairness, given Omos's ability. But watching Brock with anyone for 4 minutes is pretty fun, especially someone as big as Omos. So I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I can't say it was as good as the Theory Cena match. I can't. I gave that 2 3/4 stars. It wasn't as good as that match. I wasn't massive about that match. But what they did here was okay. And it was better than it had any right to be. This should have been a dud, in all seriousness. Next match on the show was the WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag match. No women's tag title match on the show, because obviously Lita and Becky were in the first night of WrestleMania. And this was Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez. Crikey. Natalya and Shotzi. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. This was kind of a nothing match. I 100% knew the men's version was just going to be better. Chad Gable, Ricochet, the Street Profits. You know, I like Liv Morgan. I really like Raquel Gonzalez. I like Ronda. I like Shayna Baszler. I like Natalya. I like Shotzi. Chelsea Green doesn't do a lot for me. Sonya doesn't really do a lot for me. But I just knew the men's was going to be better. And it was infinitely better. This was kind of a nothing match. They did a couple of fatal four-way spots. They got nearly the same amount of time as the men. In fact, they might have even got a couple more seconds. And just, you know, it's not very memorable. Liv hit Oblivion at one point, and she kept hitting the knees, and Chelsea Green didn't really do anything, and Sonya did some knees, and they did some double teams. Shayna Baszler needs Liv Morgan, I think, towards the finish, or Shotzi towards the finish, sorry. Ronda Rousey did nothing. I believe she's injured, which is why she did nothing. I think she's got a broken wrist or hand or something like that. Natalya did a double sharpshooter on Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They said that this is Natalya's 11th WrestleMania match. And I was like, 11? Has she ever had a singles match at Mania? That's a bit of a tragedy. And Raquel Gonzalez did a couple of good things too, but overall this was kind of nothing. In the end, a blind tag from Shayna Baszler. She kneed Shotzi in the face after she went for a pin, after I think Shotzi hit a senton. And then she tagged in Ronda. Ronda locked Shotzi in the armbar very slowly, and Shotzi tapped out. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler win. If Ronda is a heel, she should probably get rid of Bad Reputation. It's a bit too happy-go-lucky a babyface song to have as a heel tune, but I doubt it. But it is a great song. But no, I'm going to give this match 2.25 stars. Mania wasn't really rocking at this point. Whereas the opening, like the second match on the first night, the Fatal 4-Way Tag, was really good. And it kind of set the tone for the evening. Beat this, and every match after it was either better or as good. But this didn't really do a lot for me. This tag, I'm going to give it 2.25 stars. It was okay. It was a bit rough at points, but not really my cup of tea, ironically. Third match on the show, and I believe... Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so third match on the show was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship, as the Ring General Gunther defended against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Oh my god, this match was perfect. I was watching this and I was gleaming from ear to ear. I was so happy watching this matchup. I could watch this match every day for the next year. I could watch these three men have singles matches or this triple threat on every pay-per-view for the next year and not get bored. Gunther, Sheamus, Drew was exactly what I expected it would be. They just clobbered each other. I don't have to explain. Like, there were moves. Sheamus hit an Irish curse. At one point, he got a near fall off he hit a white noise on Gunther, then hit the high cross on Gunther. Gunther kicked out of both. There was a great exchange where Sheamus hit Gunther with the bro kick, but Drew McIntyre pulled Sheamus out of the ring at the last second, and Sheamus was so angry that his best friend had cost him the IC title. But then those two men went to war. In fact, one of the best parts of the match was when the three men just stood looking at each other at the beginning, and Gunther was like, "Go on, fight each other." And so Drew McIntyre just claymored him out the ring, and Sheamus and Drew McIntyre just wailed on each other. There were chops and slaps and forearms, and at one point they both did a double team 10 beats of the Baron on Gunther as he was inside the ring, his arms were under the ropes, and Sheamus was clobbering him, and McIntyre was chopping his chest, and all three men's chests at the end of this matchup were just red and bruised and battered. Sheamus bro kicked Drew at one point. Drew kicked out. Drew McIntyre claymored Sheamus at one point. Sheamus kicked out. Gunther hit a powerbomb on Drew. Drew kicked out. On Sheamus even, and Sheamus kicked out. Drew hit a future shock, and I believe Gunther kicked out. This match was Absolutely, I do not want to swear, absolutely outstanding. I could watch this match every day for the next year. I cannot tell you how much I could just watch this match. One of the best triple threat matches the company have ever done. Easily. One of the best triple threat matches I've probably ever seen. Like, just an unbelievable match. And it begs the question, why this didn't just open the show? Why? Why didn't this open the show? But anyway, the finish. Gunther was taken out by Sheamus and McIntyre. I believe he was put through the announce table, maybe, or just sent to the outside. And Sheamus and Drew were battling in the ring. One of them, Gunther also did 2 massive lariats, like the ones that he used to beat Sheamus at Clash at the Castle, and Sheamus kicked out of those. In the end, Sheamus and McIntyre were fighting in the ring. Gunther came from behind. Oh, he did a massive... No. So they did like a double down spot or something, and Gunther, as they were both down, did a splash to both of them. He picked up Sheamus, powerbombed him onto Drew McIntyre's back, picked up Drew McIntyre, powerbombed him, 1, 2, 3. Gunther, Volta, retains... Look, he's been Gunther for a while now, okay? And I've kind of gotten over it, okay? Look at it. Is he the same guy that he was when he was Volta? Yes. Is the name a bit rubbish? Yes. But is he still Volta? One of my favourite wrestlers of all time. Literally of all time. Is he still Volta? Does he still have the best big matches in WWE? In the world, probably. There's Okada, there's Omega, there's Bryan Danielson. But Gunther, watching his matches, I am so joyed. Gunther retains the IC title, pinning Drew McIntyre. Massive win. 5 stars. 5 stars. Genuinely wasn't a debate. In my mind, this wasn't, is this 4 3/4 stars? It was 5 stars. It was honestly 5 stars from probably a couple of minutes in. I've never seen a match so quickly go up to being like a 4 or 5 star match. First minute, when Drew took out Gunther, I was like, this is just like going to be 5 stars. And I knew it was going to be, because it's Gunther and Sheamus. And Sheamus and Gunther had a fantastic match at Clash of the Castle. A match that I did not think was 5 stars. I will say that. I thought it was probably 4.5. I'll be honest. I thought the best match of that weekend was actually the Ricochet Carmelo Hayes match. Congratulations to him on winning the NXT title, by the way. Stand and Deliver is a show I've not seen completely, but I have seen the main event between Carmelo Hayes and Bron Breakker. Moving away from the subject, though, Sheamus and Gunther was a great match in Cardiff. This match here, this triple threat, was better. And I said, if Gunther has a match on the next pay-per-view with Drew, love it. If Gunther has a match on the pay-per-view after with Sheamus, I'd love it. I was actually very tempted watching this matchup. I was watching it, I was like, I really don't want Gunther to lose because he's so good. But at the same time, if he loses, he could go for like the world title and like have amazing matches with Reigns or Rhodes or whatever. So, but he won, and he's the best IC champion I've ever watched, probably. And he's great. And he had a 5-star match with Sheamus and Drew, and it was absolutely fantastic. 5 stars. I will watch this match again after this review, I'm pretty sure. Awesome match. Should have kicked off the show. 4th match on the show, and we have banger after banger after banger. 4th match on the show was the Raw Women's Championship matchup. Bianca Belair defending against Asuka. Asuka's new entrance music, very good. New design, very good. Just looks like Kana back in the day. Bianca came out with like a dance troupe dancing to her music. And I should also say that Gunther kind of got a special entrance where Ludwig Kaiser, the former Fabian Eichner, kind of did like a massive welcome the ring, get out. So that was cool. But Bianca and Asuka, the only criticism I'll have of this match is it was not as good as Rhea and Charlotte's the night before. Outside of that, this was a great women's title matchup. Bianca Belair is one of my favourite women's wrestlers of all time. Her resume of high-tier matches is excellent. And Asuka is also one of the greats in WWE. He probably doesn't get the credit. Bianca powerbombed Asuka on the floor outside at one point. It was all about Asuka really going for those submissions. Triangle, armbar, the Asuka lock, the ankle lock at one point. Great exchanges though. Bianca did the moonsault at one point. Asuka did a series of kicks. Bianca kept kicking out though. I think she went for the 450, but Asuka stopped her on the top. Or pulled her off maybe with the hair braid. Just good stuff. Asuka is an excellent heel. She's an excellent wrestler. Bianca Belair is a wonderful, down-to-earth, excellent babyface. And they had an excellent women's match on pay-per-view, just as you'd expect. Finish was excellent. Finish was really excellent. The referee got kind of nudged out of the way. Asuka went to hit the mist. Bianca ducked it. They stood for a second. Kind of like I caught her off guard. Asuka then went for a head kick. Bianca ducked again. Went for the hair braid. Missed. Bianca locked in the Asuka lock. Bianca did a rolling armbar that looked absolutely fantastic. But Bianca, with all of her power, lifted Asuka up on her back, hit a KOD. Absolutely brilliant finish. 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair wins. I'm probably overrating this because I really like the finish and I love Bianca Belair as champion. I think it was probably time for her to lose the belt. I don't really see who she could possibly lose the belt to now. Maybe Ronda if she changes brands. That could be an entertaining little match. As good as Bianca Belair is, that could be a really good match. But I digress. Great match. 4 stars. Absolute banger. Bianca Belair is probably worst WrestleMania match of the 3. But when you're having a 4.5 star, 4.25 star, and a 4-star match, don't really think it's the end of the world. Awesome match though. Really, really enjoyed it. Not as good as the 3-way, but awesome. The 5th match on the show, I believe. The 5th. So we had Snoop Dogg and The Miz coming out and revealing the attendance again. I believe it was 81,300 and something. I'm pretty sure. And Snoop Dogg basically said about Miz having another impromptu match. And with that, who should come out but Shane McMahon, the best in the world? Shane got a big pop for a guy who was a heel last time he was on the show, so kudos. Shane came out and they started their match and he did his shitty little punches. And then he went for a leapfrog and he must have landed on his knee and popped it because he would not get up. The referee got in there, the doctor got in there, the camera was focusing on Miz. I think Miz had no idea what to do. So somebody called an audible and basically Snoop Dogg got in the ring and he sparked Miz out. He sparked him out again and then he hit a really shitty people's elbow. But you know what? Credit to Snoop Dogg for thinking on his feet. He bounced off the ropes like a plank of wood. But it was, you know what? Credit to him for actually thinking up something on the fly if he did and being there to do it. I'm feeling a bit sorry for Shane. Bit of a shame. He kind of came back, got a big reaction, and he said thank you for the reaction, and immediately popped his knee a minute in. Or tore something. Maybe he tore like an ACL or something. But I digress. I'm not going to rate it because it was too short. If I was, it would be like a dud. But this was unnecessary, but kind of funny at the same time. The way Snoop Dogg did the elbow for the people's elbow as well. Whereas The Rock just like falls, Snoop Dogg leaped into the air and hit an elbow drop. It was funny, man. It was funny. That does mean that our banger streak of matches ends, but if you take that match out, the next match is also a banger. The Hell in a Cell match. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. Both men getting spectacular entrances. Edge was Brood Edge. He had a little guitar riff thing before his music played and he came out to some very serious music and the Titans run was excellent. Finn Balor, of course, came out as the Demon. Probably the best face paint I've ever seen him do in WWE. I really like the one at Dallas about 6 years ago. But this one was awesome. Really nice. And this matchup was great. A lot of weapon stuff. Maybe I'm overrating this one, but I really liked the kind of the story and psychology of the match. The Demon was impenetrable for periods of this matchup. Edge was just hitting him with stuff, chairs and kendo sticks, and the Demon was just not selling it. Edge at one point trapped Finn Balor with 2 kendo sticks against the side of the cell. and then did a dropkick into him. Edge got a table out into the corner of the cell, which eventually Balor would shotgun dropkick Edge through. Balor would hit like a 1916 thing where he does the final cut. They would go back and forth. Edge would put a ladder in the ring and hit an execution off it. He hit an Edge-O-Matic. Balor, of course, doing all of his signature, the sling blade, the shotgun dropkick, all the great beats. There was a lot of weapon shots in this match, a lot of chair shots, kendo stick shots. At one point, Edge threw a ladder at Finn Balor and it busted him open, and that did mean the match slowed down for a minute because the ENTs had to come in and sort out the wound. But eventually, Finn Balor would destroy Edge and lay him out on a table in the middle of the ring. He would climb to the top rope, but then realised there was a platform in the middle of the cell. Climbed to that platform. He did a leaping coup de grace. I think he actually hit Edge with a coup de grace at one point as well, and I think Edge kicked out. But he climbed to this platform, which was in like about the middle of the cell, a little bit higher than the top turnbuckle. Went for the coup de grace through the table. Edge moved, which means that Finn Balor landed feet first through the table, which was probably the sickest spot in the whole map, to be honest. He did that. Edge speared him. Finn kicked out. Edge went to town with him with the chair, put his head underneath the chair, went out the ring, got another chair, hit the concerto. 1, 2, 3. Edge beats the Demon, who loses very infrequently in WWE. So a massive win for Edge. Exactly the way the feud should have ended. Kudos. Most of the matches on the show have gone pretty much the way you thought they would. And that's kind of a good thing. The Demon are like being protected, but in this scenario, Edge needed to win the feud. And it is Mania, and it is a Hell in a Cell match. I've seen a bunch of Edge Hell in a Cell matches. This wasn't as good as the one with Rollins. Probably wasn't as good as the one with Undertaker, but this was still a great match. I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. So another banger on the show. I do want to say that. 18 minutes it went. So probably the longest match on the show so far, but still an absolute banger of a match. And that led us into, I believe, the main event. The main event of WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble. The feud has been amazing. Roman, the story, finish the story, has been awesome. And I love both these guys. I really wanted Cody to win this. And let's just get into the match. They both had good entrances. Cody had a massive entrance, loads of pyro. He came down to the ring. He kissed his daughter and his wife at ringside. Little Brody was there. Brody Lee Jr., the son of John Huber, of course, passed away a few years ago, was at ringside and Cody gave him his weight belt. And then Roman had a very spectacular entrance. He had a bunch of pianists playing his theme song. And then he actually came down to the ring with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. This match was slow at the beginning, but obviously it had to be. It was going to go 35 minutes. But it was an excellent WrestleMania main event. One of the best Mania main events probably of all time. Cody was a fighting underdog who was going toe-to-toe with Roman until Solo Sikoa got a chair and hit Cody in the ribs, and that opened it up for Roman to attack the ribs again and again and again. Solo Sikoa would get involved the second time in the matchup, stealing the weight belt which Cody had gifted to Brody Jr. And hitting Cody in the back, but the referee heard the slap, apparently, and ejected Solo Sikoa. Cody hit a Cody cutter at one point for a near fall. Roman's powerbombed him at one point on the floor, and then he put Cody on the announce table and went for a powerbomb through another announce table, but Cody back body dropped Roman through the announce table, put him in the ring. I believe that's when he hit his first crossroads for a near fall. He went for a disaster kick at one point, and Roman Superman punched him out in midair for an absolutely unbelievable near fall. He hit a spear, and Cody kicked out. Cody hit a disaster kick. I believe he hit another crossroads for a near fall. He hit a pedigree for a near fall, a full-on pedigree. Roman did not put his hands down. But eventually the referee would get knocked down, and Jimmy and Jey Uso would come out. They'd hit the 1D on Cody. They put Roman on top, and Cody kicked out. Cody fought back. He hit the bionic, the Dusty Rhodes punches and the bionic elbow. He locked in a figure 4 at one point, which I thought actually could have been the finish. But Roman turned that round and reversed the pressure. Cody would counter a Superman punch and hit a crossroads, hit a second crossroads, and then he would stand up and move towards the corner as Heyman distracted the referee, and someone in a hoodie would come out, grab Cody Rhodes, hit a Samoan spike, which obviously suggested it was Solo Sikoa, hit the Samoan spike. Roman hit a running spear, which he rebounded off the ropes twice for. 1, 2, 3. Roman pinned Cody Rhodes. This was the time. This was the time for Roman to lose the belt. This was the right person. This was the right time. This was the right place. This was the right story. This was the right moment. There are no more superlatives I could use for this was the right time and this was the peak. You will not get this peak again with Cody, and it does beg the question, all those people have said, Zayn should be winning the belt in Montreal, and we all said, no, it's okay, Cody's going to win the belt at Mania. Where do we go now? Reigns, if he goes another year and it is The Rock, I think I'll be disappointed. I think Cody should have been the one. The story was there. Finish the story. If he wins the belt at SummerSlam, that's grand. But he should have won the belt here. And I don't want to talk about that too much because this is why I think I sour on the second night of Mania so much, because the main event is always so... leaves you wanting more, only because the heel wins. And I love Roman, and I love the match at Mania 37. I liked the match at Mania last year with Brock. But you go home with like a babyface win on night 1 every year. And night 2, you always go home with a bit of a quiet kind of, okay. The match, though, was outstanding. As I said, one of the best Mania matches probably of all time. I think I prefer the 3-way on this show, but still an absolute Mania classic. One of the best matches of Roman's career. The finish felt so similar to the Clash at the Castle match with Drew as well, which is one of the reasons that I'm not going to give it 5 stars. If Cody had won, genuinely, if Cody had hit 3 crossroads and just pinned Roman at that point, would have given it 5 stars and said it's a perfect ending to a perfect story, just like night 1. And I just don't know where we go from here. I don't know where Cody goes. I don't know what the main event of the next pay-per-view will be. I don't see who challenges for the title. It could be Owens or Zayn. And they could do like a 6-man, but it won't feel as right if Cody wins the belt in anything other than a singles match. But I'm going to rate the match 4 3/4 stars. It was still an unbelievable matchup. I don't see myself rewatching it that often just because the finish. I love watching matches where babyfaces win. It's just the thing, isn't it, with wrestling, where the story concludes with a big babyface victory. You tend to kind of give it that little bump up to 5 stars. You tend to want to rewatch it. But yeah, I've watched many a heel match that are like 5 stars. I've rewatched a lot of Walter matches, for example, but he's like on a different level. But 4 3/4 stars, an excellent main event, just not the way that the fans should have been sent home. And that was Mania Night 2. And with a match like the 3-way, and with a match like the main event, I can't say it's like a bad show, obviously, because it's not. The opening 2 matches were kind of nothing, even though the opener exceeded my expectations. But, after that, it was banger after banger after banger after banger. Just the booking of the main event, the fact it felt a bit samey, kind of like Clash at the Castle's finish, the fact Cody didn't go over, Bianca winning, even though she's got no challenges left, kind of felt like a similar thing, but I love Bianca. I'm going to give the show an 8 out of 10 as well. The match quality was probably better than night 1, but I will remember Owens and Zayn dethroning the Usos forever. I will remember Rhea and Charlotte's absolute classic. Because Rhea won the belt in a lot of ways, I will remember Cody and Roman, but I would probably remember it for being a chance they missed to put the belt on Cody. When do they do it? Who do they do it to? This was the time. Cody's first world title match as well. His first main event. Just felt like the time. 4 3/4 stars I gave the match. 8 out of 10 I'm going to give the show. You know, the opening 2 matches I gave 2.5 and 2.25 to. But after that, 5 stars to the 3-way. 4 stars to the Raw Women's title match. 4 1/4 to the Cell match. The Miz thing was there, but it was quite funny. And the main event 4 3/4 stars. So excellent matches, 8 out of 10. Overall, one of the best WrestleManias ever. Going off match quality, 2 5-star matches across the 2 nights. One for a 4 3/4 star match, a 4.5 star, a 4 1/4, a 4 star, 2 4 stars actually. If I was ranking the matches overall across the weekend, it would have to be the 3-way. The 3-way was the best match of the weekend. Then Owens and Zayn, then Cody Roman, then Rhea Charlotte, then the Cell match, then probably Bianca, Asuka, then Logan and Seth. But yeah, great weekend of wrestling. Makes me feel like a fan again, just until they take away that one thing that we care about most sometimes. But I'm still very happy with both nights of WrestleMania. The match quality was so excellent that you can't complain too much. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Raw Russell in a very strange room. Thanks for watching. This has been Raw Russell. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think to WrestleMania 39-92? What did you think to Cody Rhodes losing in the WWE Unified Undisputed Championship match? What did you think to the 3-way? Do you think it was an absolute barn-burning classic like I did? What did you think to the Cell match? What did you think to the Raw Women's title match? And what do you think to Brock Lesnar and Omos? Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Revolver Russell.